I can't believe I'm finally saying this. The scaffolding is gone, the roof is finished, and this old house in Japan doesn't look old anymore. Today I'll get to show you the final result, and I'm planting the new front garden with Millie. But wait till you see what happens later tonight. It involves live bluegrass music here in Wakayama, and it was the perfect way to end this huge chapter. So stay with me, this has been such a journey, and I can't wait to share every moment with you. Where's Noriko? There have definitely been a lot of ups and downs with this house makeover. The painting and the roof repairs felt like they were never going to end at one point. Honestly, the weather was the biggest challenge. Every time we got into a sort of good rhythm, the rain would come in and stall everything in its tracks. You know how Japan is. One minute it's sunny and next it's typhoon season again. While I was at work, they took the scaffolding down and I came home and my house looked completely different. I managed to get a much lighter polycarbonate product to go off my kitchen window, so now I'm going to get a lot more light inside the house than what I had before. I'm really happy with this decision. So while the builders are putting the final touches on the house, I've decided to go plant shopping because my front garden had pretty much died over summer just due to the heat. A lot of the flowers I had in there were sort of perennials anyway. So I have decided to put some pretty flowers in just to make the front of the house show off a little bit more. And I've got an idea to plant some mondo grass. This is mondo grass. You can buy it in a pallet for 1,580 yen, or you can pay 78 yen for one tuft of the stuff. So I'm going to get some mondo grass and I'm going to get a bit of color to make the front of the house pop even more. All of the autumn flowers are in season and definitely on sale. I grabbed some flowers and a few taller plants to give it some height and shape so it doesn't look flat. I kept thinking to myself, when people walk past, I want them to feel like this old house has woken up again. Fresh paint, clean roof, and a garden that says someone loves this place. I thought it might be a nice idea to bring Millie outside with me. I didn't really want to garden alone and it's not raining, so I'm sure Millie would be happy. I brought out her camping playpen. She loves sitting in that all of the time. Actually, she sits in it in the house sometimes. She's so funny. But she loves being outside. It's like her own front row seat to the world. From inside her pen, she can watch the birds and the neighbors walking past who usually stop and say hello. And she takes her job very seriously as the official garden supervisor. I do love planting and gardening, but there is one horrible job that has to happen first before I get to plant my garden. You guessed it, I've got to get rid of all of the weeds. The plant I'm having to deal with is dokudami, and if you live in Japan, you'll know this plant. It grows everywhere, between tiles, rocks, through concrete if it likes. And it has taken over my front garden a little bit. So I am digging, pulling, and trying to get the roots out properly, because even if one little piece is left behind, it just comes straight back. It's so stubborn. Interestingly, dokudami is actually used a lot in Japan. People can make tea from it. It's supposed to be really good for detox and skin health.
可愛いです。
猫です。外が好きなんで。
毛の長い子です。
そうですね。
可愛いです。
ありがとうございます。Once I got the stinky dokudami out, I started working on this grassy patch which had taken over where the road is, and that's where I wanted to plant the mondo grass. I also got 2 ground cover flowers as well. I thought that might be a nice addition to the front. When I first moved into the house, there was actually a smallish sort of tree, an ugly tree here. It wasn't very tall. It was probably about a meter high. But the problem is it had roots which were probably working their way down to the septic tank, because the septic tank is right here. And my biggest fear, and this is what the guy that services my septic tank said, over time those roots could work their way into the septic tank and cause damage, which would mean replacing the septic tank. So I decided to actually cut the tree down and poison the roots, and that was the best way to protect the septic tank integrity, and then just decided to plant a small garden here instead. And as much as I would love a tree out the front, it was ridiculous having it so close to a tank. Trees can do a lot of damage to things like foundations and tanks that are underground. So I think keeping the garden, just things like flowers like this is definitely better. It won't damage any kind of structural items around the house. Well, it didn't take as long as I expected to plant this garden and get it all presentable. I've given it some fertilizer and put some mulch around the plants just to help them keep the moisture. So I feel like the front of the house is ready and it's time for a bit of show and tell, and I can just show you what the actual house looks like. Now the scaffolding is done and I finished the front garden. When the scaffolding first came down, I think I just stood there smiling like an idiot for a good minute. When something feels familiar but also brand new, that's exactly how it felt. And I was a little bit emotional too after all the delays and just desperately wanting to see how this house would turn out. I'm really happy with the colour, and the way it matched the garage door was really unexpected. Actually, I was really happy with that. My doorbell camera and my letterbox are back in position exactly how it was before painting. My old rusted out antenna is gone and my new fancy antenna is now up in place, so that's really good to know as well. At least it won't come down in a typhoon. All my shutters are nice and shiny with this lovely lacquer burnt brown colour, and it looks so much better than what it used to be. It was all peeling and yucky before in a yellowy sort of colour, but this is the final look, and just the little burnt brown trim really makes the house pop. And I do like the colour contrasting against the neighbour's colour. They've got sort of a darker browny colour, so my house with the creamier white tones and the orange roof looks different to the neighbours, which I like as well. I don't want to be all matchy with everyone. The polycarbonate, I went for this really light one, which is letting so much light back into the kitchen. So now my side area is all weatherproof once again. And all of the UV polycarbonate is put back on over the patio, which is the catio, and the upstairs veranda as well. Now, do you remember what this house looked like before? Just a reminder of the cracks that you could see, the shutters in that yellowy peeling color, and just have a look at the condition here of the roof area and the walls and how thin the paint was. Well, check it out now. This is what we've got, the dark brown shutters, and this is what the roof area looks like now. Totally fixed up with this lovely thick sort of silicone paint, which really is going to hold for many years to come. I have a big job ahead of me now trying to put this catio together. That's going to be a job for a couple of weekends away because I've got a few things planned coming up and I don't have many weekends free. So I'm going to have to put it off just a little bit longer. So maybe in 2 weeks I'll get to sort out Millie's area. But here is the side area, which is now see-through to let a lot more light into the kitchen because the kitchen's off here. And I do need to work out a little repair job for this door. I've got a plan to paint this. The painter has given me all the leftover paint. So there are a few areas that I want to do painting touch-ups myself that weren't included in the quote because I hadn't made a decision yet what to do. And I want to do a little bit myself as well. An interesting repair job they did was on the foundations. So they use this syringe needle system. They block up from the inside and they have rubber bands on these syringes that slowly lets epoxy into the foundation cracks, and they finish it off like this. So it turned out really well. So I'm really happy with the foundation repair and the method they used to do that. It was really fascinating actually. This old house in Japan finally looks loved again, and I am just so grateful to all of the people who worked so hard on the house, especially my builder who coordinated everything in such a timely manner through the ups and downs. But yeah, thank you to such great tradies who worked on the house. And now that it's over, it's time to celebrate. Noriko, my friend, has invited me to a live house to watch a bluegrass band. I have never even heard of bluegrass music before, being from Australia, but I've come along to this live house. Everyone here, I think the average age is about 60 or 70, but I'm really keen for this evening and just to have a bit of fun to celebrate now.
Thanks so much. 発音きれいやって言われる。でも今日はね、オーストラリアが来てるしね、やっぱりちょっと緊張するな。もしかったら直してねって言うとき、correct the error。
完璧。
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 ジャパニーズ完璧。
完璧。
いいね。もう日本人と違って言うとちょっとおかしな言い方になるけど、明るいね、すごくもう入ってきた時から明るい感じだね。大好き。オーストラリアでカンガルーと遊んでるっていう。でもブルーグラスはちょっと人気な曲もあります。Rain and Snow。
Now, these guys have been playing together since they were in school. They told me they had a little 10-year break where they went off to foster their careers and get married and everything. But then they got back together and they've been playing and touring as a band on the weekends ever since. Now many of them are retired and it's more like a hobby for them. What an amazing turnout to support this awesome group of guys.
そう、一応530やって。530。
Chaining. Everyone was super friendly, really welcoming, and the lead singer and all the band members came up and had a chat and got to know you. It was really, really fun. In between their sets, they'd tell their stories, and there was a lot of laughter and jokes as they reminisced about funny incidents that happened to them in the past. And in such a small live house like this, it was so easy to connect with the band members and the audience.
Cold lies an old wooded Indian standing by the door. He fell in love with Indian maiden over the attic stone. Cold lies oh you just told her I never faded go. So she could never answer yes or no. He always wore his Sunday feather with a hoop. No matter where her peace and bread and home someday he stole. Cold light oh you just never to ever show a sign. Because his house was made of naughty night.
The live music went for about 2.5 hours, and I'm actually thinking about following these guys and coming again. They're playing again here in December. I'm really grateful to Noriko for convincing me to come along. It's not something I normally would have gone to myself. It's funny when you get out of your comfort zone and do something different, you end up having a really good time. And this is one of those unexpected moments where everyone in the room became good friends just because of some music and the connections we all felt. Oh, I was looking for you. Noriko is such a sweet friend. She always has little gifts for me. Every time we catch up or at work, she's always bringing in these cute little packages of goodies. And this one is a Halloween treat. So I'm very, very spoilt by my very good friend Noriko. Thank you so much. Thank you. A couple of weeks ago, you all gave me some excellent manga suggestion ideas. Now, I couldn't buy all of the manga you suggested, that would be way too many, but I did buy two that particularly caught my eye. The first one was The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again Today, and the other one was Freren. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but I got number one of both of these. I particularly was interested in the cat one, of course, that's just me, but I'm going to read both of them and decide which series I'm going to start. Reading manga is new to me, so I need to learn how to appreciate it and get myself involved in the story via the pictures. So it's a whole new concept, and I'm going to really give this a shot because I heard there's so many good manga out there, and I'm particularly interested in this one because it's about a lady living with her cat, and it sounds very familiar. I am officially done for the day. The house is quiet and Millie is resting at my feet. If you made it this far, thank you. Let me know in the comments what you think of the transformation, the garden, or if you've ever battled that dokudami plant before. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll talk to you in the comments and I look forward to seeing you again next week. See you later. Bye.